What is going on, guys? It is your Marvel Rival podcast hosts. I am Chaos Pro,
And I am Skinny Lad Chris.
and we are your hosts for today's podcast. And so today, this is episode number 10. And me and Chris, we've got a fun one, right? We are pretty much done.
We got a
With-
juicer.
Yeah, we got a juicer. We're pretty much done with the Marvel Rival China beta, and we're gonna have to drive back to America shortly in
Yeah.
a little bit. But
It's gonna be a long, long drive, but I'm sure we'll make it back.
yeah, I'm quite excited because we're gonna be talking about our experiences. We're gonna be talking about we're gonna ask each other what did we do during this playtest, and we're gonna be doing a tier list at the end of it that we're gonna kind of have fun with and see where our tier list is now after the past tier list. So, Chris, let me ask, man, how is your experience so far? What have you been doing for the most part while playing?
Easy, just grinding comp. Very, very fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, for the most part, very easy. I think.
Really?
Like especially, yeah. Like the games themselves are not. I don't know how to describe it. Like, the games are not hard. It's only hard because it's such a dice roll on
Yeah.
the skill. Like the skill disparity between each team is kind of crazy. But I think it's just because there's a mix of EU people, NA people, and then the China people who are just in there, like the Asia server. So I don't know. It feels pretty easy for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, also you also have a lot more experience over.
That's
some
what
of
I'm
the other-
saying.
Yeah.
Is it feels very easy. Like last time, I think I don't know what I was, but I finished on the board, and I don't think my rank was anywhere near as high as it is in this one.
Do you think? What's your take on the ranks? Like, so where are you at right now in the ranks?
Right now I'm like diamond 150 something
Like
points
rank
in.
50? Oh, 50 points in.
Oh, you mean on the board? I'm like one. Actually, I can check right now.
Like rank something, right? No, I think it's down now.
I was ranked 128
Okay.
before it went down.
Yeah, I've had I definitely feel like this time around was a lot. It was a lot more easier to kind of climb from my experience.
Mm.
I kind of solo queued for the most part. I saw that you and Vic were playing a lot, and then you guys were playing with some other people here and there. I ended up having to work a lot throughout the week, so I wasn't able to keep up with you guys. But I managed to get to Diamond 3, so like what, 2 ranks below you, or two not divisions, but like 2 minor ranks below you. Same division, just a couple tiers down. Same lobbies though, but for the most part, I was blessed with good games. I didn't even stress about it. I honestly, I played a game here, played a game there when I could, and for the most part, I just been playing quick play.
Yeah. This one I think the most I've played in quick play is probably this one.
It's fun. I still like I like to learn new characters, and if I play quick play, I'm gonna try different characters, learn them. So who have you been playing for the most part, like while you're throughout most of your test?
Uh, Pretty much only Scarlet Witch. I've stayed true to her the most of the part, but one thing that has happened in this beta way more than the last one is everybody bans her from me.
Yeah, I heard.
So
What-
I can't
what do you-
even
what do
play
you-
her when I fight against really good players.
When you do that, do you panic?
No. We win most of the games that they ban her from me. It's just funny that
Who you picking?
I just think it's funny they ban like a B tier or C tier character.
Yeah, it does kind of. It actually makes me it makes my head kind of puzzled. It's like when you guys were saying dude, did I just really have Scarlet Witch banned from me? I'm over here timeout. Did they just ban the most least important DPS
They
hero?
banned her from me 6 times today. Only counting today.
I can't speak on that. I have a pocket of a lot of characters, to be completely honest, though. Like my experience, it was a little bit different. So this time around, typically I play a lot of Iron Man, I play a lot of Punisher, and I played, a good handful of the tanks.
Hmm.
Um, this time around, though, I actually decided, you know what, I want to pick up a couple new characters, and I ended up spending some time on Star Lord. Star Lord has like really gained my interest, and now that my aim is a lot more like consistent, now that I really understand how to like play the game,
Hmm.
I think he's broken. Not broken, but I just think he's amazing. And I've been playing him in a way where like I go for flanks, I go for poke, just kind of interrogate the back line and then just kind of like get back to my team cuz it feels like the bridge point between Punisher and Iron Man, and I have so much time on those characters, but it just feels like an Iron Man with guns on it, like War Machine. I'm basically War Machine.
Yeah, I think Star Lord is like the characters where it's like maybe a little more so with him, but like Hela, Punisher, Star Lord, those three characters, the more things you hit, the more value you get out of them.
Yeah.
So like if you're hitting every headshot on Star Lord, he's like broken. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna be doing insane amounts of damage.
I mean, he's technically 120 rounds when you think about it, right? I mean,
Yeah, and
120
he has
rounds
like
because
an auto reload, so it's
yeah,
pretty.
it's
If
it's
you're
40.
consistent, it's really good.
He's you know what I noticed is that because I played a lot of Punisher and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, there are times where tanks actually just destroy Punisher, and I learned that over the last like beta to the playtest. I was like, like although Punisher's cool and he's got the shotgun and all that, he doesn't have a lot of get off me tools aside from his like maybe his smoke grenade and turning around and like using the grapple hook. But at times I'm just like, bro, like he can get rushed down by a tank at times, and he can kind of get eaten alive. Star Lord doesn't have that issue. Star Lord, you can just keep flying, flipping
Yeah, you
backward.
can just
What
book
is
it.
what did you
You just
call it? Hey,
leave.
what did you say? It's the flippy over thingies.
The flippy over thingy. Yeah, that his little move where he spins or like where he dashes, it's
It's a
broken to
good.
get away.
I've also been using more Storm behind closed doors. I am actually growing to really like Storm a lot. I feel like there's not a lot of tech with her per se, but if you're just a good team player, like if you just stay with your team and if your team's coordinated, I feel like she is just honestly like it is so crazy how much she can snowball.
Yeah,
You
she's pretty broken. Even after they nerfed her, she's pretty strong.
you know what I also found really cool about Storm?
Mm.
Spider-Man can still counter her, but he doesn't really focus her a lot because she's so surrounded by the team.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, that is a Spider-Man diff.
Yeah, like he can kill her, and it's easy, but I feel like he only really kills her when she's flying, like up in the air. Like if you're,
Yeah, there's certain teams you can do where yeah, I think that just comes down to like how you play against certain characters.
yeah. What would you say is what would you say is like the biggest change around? Like what character really has surprised you the most in this like after this playtest?
Honestly, probably Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hulk is banned in every lobby. There's
Do
not a
you
single lobby where anybody gets to play Hulk.
do you remember going in from the alpha to the beta and it was like no one knew how to play Spider-Man and then everyone knew how to play Spider-Man? It feels like that now. It feels like Hulk is around every gaping corner and you're just taking cover, running for your dear freaking lives as the
Yeah,
green the
I
green
think
machine
that
comes at you.
I think it, I don't know. No other character I think is more annoying than Hulk right now. Like it's either you ban Punisher or you ban Hulk, and then
You
if
mean
you're a real monster, you ban Scarlet. But most of the time, it's only those two.
you mean Hela or Punisher?
Punisher. Well, people ban Hela, but I think that's only if you want to play like a flyer or something. You just ban her.
I see. Yeah, I started playing him, and our friend Kazuma actually hit Grandmasters pretty much playing Hulk and Strange. For the most part, those are he's a flex. He could play a lot of the heroes, but he ended up getting Grandmasters with it, and it was a ton. He's inspired me to pick up the green monster himself. I gotta say, man, that character
He is broken.
He's pretty wonky. We were so wrong about him. We really were, weren't we?
Okay, to be fair, you were the one who said Hulk's not that strong, and I was like, boy, that boy's strong. I remember I've been saying that since the start.
All right. I'll give you that.
To be fair, you didn't say he was terrible. You said he was he didn't have like a place.
Yeah, that's true.
Now he definitely does.
He's everywhere.
His place is wherever he wants it to be.
He's surprisingly, I feel like it is like a character. Like I did say though, like I did say that he is a character that like with time and the game develops more, I do think a lot of people like he's gonna be one of those heroes that will be like he doesn't have a place then, but now that people really have figured out like how to abuse him, it does feel like he is great. He is honestly great. I think that if they were to nerf him, I think the only thing that they could really ever change, and I don't think they need to buff him or nerf him. If they were to, though, I would say maybe just nerf his bubbles. Maybe not give his teammates like a bajillion bubbles on his team. I think that's a bit too over.
It's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong, and I think that that's a fair that's a fair change. Like it should be used in a more of a selfish manner versus kind of just that being that.
I think him being so strong, he's pretty strong. Like I think if he got a nerf, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Right.
But I think like he's only really strong now in the same way that Strange and Groot were strong in the first alpha, or like how Magneto is broken in the beta. It's just because like that's like their time to shine. Like the meta was favoring them so hard.
Right.
That it can make a character seem broken. To be fair, Magneto and Strange were broken, but
what would you say is like what would you say is probably your take on Magneto?
I think a good Magneto will always be a good Magneto. Yeah. Like I think after they changed the sword, it showed who actually knew how to play Magneto the whole time and who was just abusing the sword.
Right.
Because like now when someone fights Magneto, they still don't know how to fight Magneto. Like the issue wasn't the sword being strong. It's just that when someone's really good at Magneto, that's just it's like when you're good at any other character. It's hard to counter it.
He is really good at being able to like he kind of is like one of those characters that like he'll stop you from doing ult, he'll stop you from doing certain abilities, and he's like something that you, like when he is on the board, I do genuinely feel like you kind of have to keep probably a lot more attention on the Magneto other than the other heroes, because when Magneto's on the board, you're really not going to get to he kind of dictates you into playing the way he wants you to play, and you have to play around his entire like kit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I also think that like if you're getting dunked on by like a Magneto, it's like a complete skill check, because all of his he's so like cooldown based of a character,
right?
That if they just know their cooldowns perfectly, it's just over. Like they're just like when you're fighting. If a Magneto is better than you, you will realize it fast. If you don't know how to fight against him.
Yeah, he's definitely been a character that I don't see as much of him on the map as I used to. But you know who I do see a lot of now? Thor.
Yeah.
He's
a
like
lot of Thor.
There's a lot of good Thors. I feel like I never saw Groot almost throughout this whole playtest.
Groot has kind of lost his spot. He kind of sucks.
He doesn't suck. He just doesn't have a place.
I mean, it's like the whole situation. Like, I don't think he sucks. It's just that, like, in my eyes, when I see a Groot, he's just ult charge. Like, he's not something I have to worry about at all. He's just literally ult charge.
Yeah, and it's a good ult, but I mean, you get the same thing pretty much out of a Strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's kind of lost it for me.
Yeah. I could hear your dogs.
Yeah, they're fighting each other. They keep fighting.
And you're just casually on a podcast, you know.
Yeah, look, they're fighting each other right now.
So what? Okay, so like other than that though, why don't we get into the tier list? What do you think? I think in general though, this China playtest has been so much fun. I think all of our group in general has also just leveled up. Like a lot of the people that we're hanging out with, everyone's just kind of like leveling up. Like everyone seemingly got to diamond this time. You know, I would say the in the beta, I barely brisked diamond. This time around, I just like I was there. Like I got there.
Yeah.
I was even casual about it. I was like, I don't even know if I really want to. And then I was like, oh, I'll just play a couple games. I was plat 3 or plat 1 and I like did it in like 3 games or 4 games. I didn't even I got to my diamond in like basically 44 games. Last time I was like 40 games into gold 3. Like it was I do feel like a lot of the China players though are
Yeah.
actually like even like the newer ones. The newer players in China, I feel, are a lot better than the American players in China, and then because I don't know what it is. Maybe they've had seen a lot about the game, but they do like. I mean, I get more heals from China players than I do from American.
That's kind of funny. I
Why?
will say one thing this beta I think made me realize is that like the last one I didn't get to experience character bans that much.
Uh huh.
It is kind of funny how like this is gonna sound kind of crazy. Like when me and Vic play,
Uh huh.
it's crazy that if you're good enough at a character, some people really just don't know how to fight against it, even at like an insanely high level.
I have that
Like
with Thor actually. When there's a good Thor, I don't know what to do.
yeah, because like there were like the second place team of the last tournament banning me from playing Scarlet against them.
Yeah.
And it's like and people would ban Strange from Vic. It's like some people really just like know.
You start to see a lot of the
I don't
same
know. I feel like
names.
you can. I feel like if you like you're good enough at a character, they just ban it.
I will say this.
Like that's one thing I've really noticed throughout this time, where it's like if you really are good enough at a character, that like some people have such a hard dealing with like time dealing with it, and I've
That's
had
a
the same
compliment.
issue.
That's a compliment.
I just think it's crazy because
Yes.
like I think it's absurd. I just think it's
Wait, that's just
absurd.
crazy.
It is crazy. Like imagine. Okay, well, this is sound mean, but imagine struggling against like a C tier character when you're playing like Hella and Punisher.
I mean, it is a skill diff, Chris. That I'd take that as nothing. I wouldn't say it's crazy. I'd just say, dude, if a Hella is banning Chris from playing Scarlet, that's a compliment, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
earlier today
Like,
we had what is it? A Hella and Bucky main.
uh
We
huh.
beat him 2 games in a row with me as Scarlet. The next 2 games they banned her from me.
That's
So it's
hilarious.
like there. I don't know. I
What
think
did you do? What did you do?
I went 40 in like 2,
With
like both
what?
the games with Scarlet.
No, if you get banned, what are you playing?
Oh, I just play Mantis or Rocket.
He just goes right to healer.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's fair.
I feel like it's
Um,
because most of the time I'll trust that like there's a lot of DPS players.
there
If I'm
is.
being honest, like there's way more DPS players than anything else,
Right.
especially in like top 500. So if I see like a Bucky and a Punisher and they're not banned, I'm just gonna go Rocket, just like amp them up.
What do you think about Bucky right now? Where do you honestly like? How are you feeling about him?
Uh, I think he's pretty good.
I think he's not
I think
bad.
he's good, but he's very you need a team that's played the game before. Like you can't
Yeah.
you're gonna get zero value on Bucky if you pull somebody into your team and they just run out of it. Like they
I
just run out of your team.
I feel like his kit's really, really good. But there's like two sides to it. There's like two types of Bucky players. There's people that really know how to abuse his kit with the team comp. But I feel like if you have really good like actual like projectile aim, I genuinely think that that character just becomes a whole nother level of monster. Because not only do you now have to deal with it like him pulling you in, but you also have to deal with him at longer range. Like when he's in crowds, he does a lot. He does like Iron Man level like repulsor blast level, like damage if you hit a shot. Like it does a lot.
Yeah,
It
he does
does
a
like
lot of damage.
30 or 40 damage per hit. And his projectile goes through people, and it can sleep. Like you can get caught off guard by a if you can really get caught off guard by a Bucky if they hit their shots. Like
Yeah.
you won't think, oh, he's not gonna hit it, and
It's
then
definitely
just dies.
I think he has the type of damage to where it's like one thing that makes it hard is for like Scarlet specifically. What I do is I will wait until I see that somebody needs to reload.
Right.
Like if I'm fighting a Punisher, I'll wait until he uses half of his ammo
Right. And then engage.
and then go in to fight him. And then if he uses half, it's not enough to kill me. And then he's going to also have to reload.
Right.
But for Bucky, always things just reset his ammo.
That, and on top of like,
So it
him
makes
being
it
that-
especially hard to fight him because like if I know he's out of ammo, and then he like what is it called? Uses like the punch move or anything else, it resets it, and then I have to
Right.
worry about it again.
yeah, even if he's like at a one shot, like he has only one shot in the barrel, like
It does a lot.
yeah, like if he reloads, he can catch up in that fight really.
Not to
fast.
mention his hook also
You can
cancels a
shoot-
good amount of ults.
you can shoot while you hook. Did you know that?
Yeah, you can shoot while you hook, and then I will say this is I think it's a lot of people do it, and I don't even think it's that hard to do it. But I think any character that can easy stun somebody out of an ult is like good if you know how to use it. Like that's
Yeah.
a pretty broken thing, especially since his is fairly easy to hit.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, I think we're gonna move on to this fun little tier list. This was gonna be a little fun because we are talking about a lot of the characters. Actually, there's one more thing. What is your real fast take actually on what do you think about Captain America in terms of like how does he feel? Does he feel clunky? He feels
He
clunky.
I this is gonna sound so weird. There's like I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 really good Captain Americas,
Right.
and I don't even know how to put into words the way they play the game. Like
It's-
it doesn't even make sense. Like they
It-
just jump around the point for like 10 hours and we win the game because of it.
it does.
Like I think his thing is not like constant kills. It's like it's
Being
just
being
a menace. Just being a menace.
a nuisance, just an annoying.
yeah, like
patriot.
he can just live. Like I will say one thing I underestimated is like a really bad Captain America will die instantly.
Right.
A really good one, like he just lives forever.
Yeah, I just don't agree with his whole shield. Him pulling up the shield.
I will
like,
say one thing that feels really clunky is his. It feels weird to fight against, and it feels like nice to play, but his jump, like the high jump when he's running,
uh-huh.
that not having a cooldown feels kind of absurd when you're fighting him
Yeah.
because the slam down has a cooldown, and so does the dash, which makes sense.
Right.
But the jump, he can just spam that thing and like air strafe, which I don't even. I don't know. Like, even though
I
I
know
play
what you're
character with
talking about.
auto aim, I have auto aim, and sometimes it's still like just obnoxious how that man can just fly through the air.
Like
Like
his ass right there, dude, flying, dude.
I don't know. Like I never expect. Like I do think he feels clunky when you play him, but he
Yeah.
feels clunky when you fight him. If that makes sense.
It's
Like
true. It's true.
when I'm fighting
Gotta
him,
shoot the toes, dude. Gotta
it
shoot
feels
the toes.
weird. Like
You can't.
why do I have to shoot his toes? Why does he have like a 1.5-second cooldown to pull his own shield up? It's
Yeah.
like
So you're telling me right now, a man that has a super soldier serum takes 2 seconds to re-pull up his shield that is technically one of the lightest yet strongest metals on the face of the earth, if not the galaxy, right? This is one of the most rarest and strongest metals. And you're telling me this man gets fatigued on re-pulling that thing back up every 2 seconds? Like, come on, man. Like,
and
that
see,
does
that's my
not
thing with
make-
why he feels clunky to fight
Yeah.
against is because like, for one, he's really mobile, which I don't even think they need to change the jump. It's just like crazy to me that that's just how he works
Right. I
in terms
would
of movement for like a tank. Like
I
that's
would-
crazy for a tank.
I would like it so that you could shield when you jump. I don't like how you can't shield when you jump. It takes the shield away. Like you can't if you jump while shielding. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, it I don't know. Like
I think that would be strong.
you're not
That'd
allowed
be
to
stronger
like
than you think.
But like, think about it. Like, Doctor Strange can jump with a shield. Like, Magneto can jump with a shield. This man has a physical shield, and he's just like, I'm jumping, and he just throws himself. It's like, hold on, bro, don't take the bullet. Use the shield. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I did think part of like him having like the ability to reflect things
Yeah.
takes away from his kit a little bit.
Right.
And I honestly think like I think it's cool that he can reflect things.
Yeah. You
But
just
it's
can't.
honestly,
You can't
it's
aim it though.
kind of like in a nice way. It feels like I'd rather have a different ability, but I think it's cool. Like I think
Yeah. If
it's good in some scenarios and it's good for protecting yourself, but
Right. I do think they need to add.
it feels clunky.
They need to add that Genji level of like where you aim is where the bullets go.
I will say I think if you were to aim, I think that would be way too good.
Yeah, but it's only like 400 health. You know.
No, you underestimate how insane that would be.
It'd be great.
If wherever the
maybe ricochet it, but maybe like it does like half the damage of what it would be. So like if you say for instance, if
even
you do
that
25,
would be crazy.
Say for instance you do 25 damage, right? Like say your whatever you're shooting does 25 damage. It would do 12 if it hits you. You know what I'm saying? It like reduces it, but it's still,
I think that's a little better, but I think
it'd be cool.
I don't know. He's just such a weird hero to balance because he works like functionality wise. This is why I'm like, me and Vic always were making fun of players whenever we'd see him, or not making fun of them, but just like we laugh whenever we see a Captain America play because like I don't even know what they're doing. Like they're just
you don't know what to expect. You don't know
like
if it's gonna be a good thing
they
or
just
a
run
bad thing.
around, jump around, live.
I do think that there's one thing they actually need to nerf
It's
on
so
him,
weird.
and you're not gonna believe it what it is.
Hmm.
He has fleece style joggers when he runs. It almost sounds like SpongeBob running around.
Okay, I was thinking about this earlier.
Get rid of that. Like
No, Chaos. You do not want the silent assassin on your backline.
Just don't make it
no noise.
Don't make it like Nike fleece, bro. Like just get rid of that.
I will say the noise is pretty funny,
It's so funny.
but I don't know why they gave it that sound effect.
It just sounds like SpongeBob running around, or like
he does have like
some
the big SpongeBob
like
boots.
soccer kid getting warmed up for soccer with the the fleece joggers on, bro. Like it just sounds so bad. Like I wouldn't mind if they buffed.
I wouldn't mind if they made it a little more quiet, maybe, or like it changed the sound a little bit. But I think they need that noise because I do not want to just have like a jump scare in my backline, but not being able to.
I don't mind having a noise, just not that one. Not the joggers.
I will say
dude.
it is like loud.
It is loud.
Oh, this reminds me. This is random, but I was saying it before. Scarlet Witch's stun. When you stun people, it makes a noise to only Scarlet Witch. For some reason, or it makes it for the enemies too. For some reason, the playback sound is so much louder for the Scarlet than it is for when the people are in it getting hit by it.
I did not know that.
Like when I stun like 4 people at once, my headphones like explode. Like it's so loud that it's almost like I can't hear anything else. And I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but it is so loud.
There is one thing actually I really liked that I learned about this this in particular like beta. I actually learned some pretty cool things when it came to really cool tech. Like it didn't even cross my mind, but ulting as an Iron Man or Scarlet Witch is really good if you have Adam Warlock on your team. And if you coordinate the soul chain or the soul link, you can sit there and just do it, and you don't have to think as hard. Like you're more safer in that than you are in like a bubble,
And that's just because I did realize even in the last beta that is broken. Only because I think it's it's a good amount better, I guess, than just like shielding somebody.
Right.
Like the only thing that Soul Link has over shields is that the duration of it is like enough to charge your ult up fully.
I just don't know why they gave Adam Warlock the ability to be a part of the link.
Get
rid of
bad.
that. That needs to go.
That needs to go.
For those that don't know, to the audience, so like Adam Warlock has this thing called the Soul Link. he's not the best healer in terms of raw like healing output. Not like a character like Luna or like, you know, he's not a dedicated healer. He's kind of like a more of a support to the healer. Like
He has good healing and like groups, but his main thing is damage. Like
yeah, he's a bit
a
of
good Adam Warlock will have like 15 to 20k damage and like a bunch of kills.
yeah, and so he has 2 heals that he gets, which he snaps his fingers, and a group of people around that area get healed. And if you're just doing it to one person, they get 3 times the heal. Technically, is that right? It's 3 times the heal if it's just on one person, but if not, it's spread out. His soul link basically links everyone's health together. So if your tank is taking damage and you're, say, behind a corner as another character, you're going to receive damage, but it's like it spreads the damage
It'll
out.
spread across every teammate.
Yeah, it spreads across every teammate, which is better because now it's like you're making your tank have more essential, you know, resistance, or whoever you're playing with has more resistance. You can't completely just hose somebody and like they won't die immediately. They're a lot more durable. When you do things like that with a Scarlet Witch or an Iron Man that have these really long bad animations with their ultimates, which is justifiable because the ultimates do a massive
one tap.
They can basically, you know, eliminate whatever they touch for the most part. You know, it's almost like a big sacrifice to do these big ults, but the reward is as big as the risk. And, you know, Scarlet Witch, to be fair, is an insanely good ultimate if you can pull it off. He allows her, or he enables her to do that, which is really slept on. A lot of people overuse the ability. They use it and not coordinate it, and you can use it to really wipe out things.
You just reminded me one important thing to note, because there is a good amount of Scarlet Witches in top 500 that are pretty good at her.
Right.
But one important thing to note is Scarlet Witch is definitely better this patch than any of the other ones.
She does seem a lot stronger. And her bubble's bigger. Her big stun bubble.
Oh yeah,
that
the
thing
bubble's
is
bigger,
fat, dude.
But this is like good. It's important to think about is her ult has gotten better against dive teams specifically.
Yeah.
Like
it's easier to hit.
There's a lot of characters that have shields. Almost none of the dive characters have that.
Right.
And Caps, his shield is incredibly easy to break.
Yep.
So, if like against a full dive team, Scarlet, I don't think she thrives. She doesn't really thrive anywhere. She kind of sucks. But like, in terms of like what I prefer to fight, a dive team is pretty helpless against my ult specifically, or like even the stun. Like,
I see.
Within every character they add that doesn't have a shield or stun, Scarlet becomes better and better. Like, they added Bucky, and he counters her in pretty much every way imaginable.
He also counters Spider-Man. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he kind of does.
If he gets
that one's more of like a.
If he gets dove,
yeah,
you just
that
hit
one
your shift, and it completely interrupts the Spider-Man, and it shifts the fight actually.
Yeah, that one. I think that one depends on who plays their cooldowns better. I feel like that can go either way.
It can, but he
yeah,
is
important to note. Scarlet definitely. In alpha, she was F tier. Beta, she was D. I think now she's like C.
She's still
or maybe like B.
All right. Well, that being said, let's get into the tier list.
Actually,
since
she's
we're talking
S.
tier list. Okay, we're gonna get into the tier lists. All right. This is what's happening. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here now. We are gonna be basically talking all tiers. Can you see it? You can see it, right, Chris? You're good.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Venom. Let's start it off with Venom. Where do you think Venom is?
Yeah.
He's
like
all right.
B.
You think he's B?
Yeah.
I
He's
think
okay.
I think he just
like
gets
A or B. He's not bad.
He's not bad. He's got good sustain. He kind of does good disrupt. I wouldn't mind putting him in at A, but for the most part, B is, I think, appropriate. I wouldn't say he's something that like, I don't worry about him as much anymore. Like, I see him on the map, and I think people get a bit too greedy with him, but he does his job. But I just think, for the most part, I think you're right. Where do you put this
D.
class?
D.
You really think she's bad?
I think she's a D. I think that is. I think like any character, if you're really good at them, you can make it work. Penny is just pretty bad.
Terrible. Yeah. I don't want her
Like
to
in
change
most
though.
scenarios, she's pretty bad.
I don't
Oh yeah, she
mind
should
her.
stay D. She needs to stay D.
Stay D. Because like we talked about this before, you buff this character even slightly to think that
It's
they
like
need,
buffing Scarlet. Don't buff those characters. They need to stay bad.
just stay in the way that they're at. They have their place. They are played for where they're at. It's okay to have bad heroes in a game. If you overtune this chick, she's gonna be the most cancerous thing to this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, she would be horrible to fight against if she's
She'd
like
be
strong.
so. If she, can you imagine if the mines, like the device, if it was like stronger, like if it
It
was
already
harder
does
to
a
kill.
lot of damage.
It does.
I
No, dude, the mines. I sometimes I even like I consider myself a good player. I still don't see the mines sometimes, and then I walk and I just die. I think I may have died by mines in this alpha or this beta a good handful of times because they stuck it on the doorway of like in the beginning of the match. And I'm like, oh, there's nothing on the ground, just dies. And I'm like, all right, well, we're on an 8-second cooldown. So
yeah.
she's bad, but she needs to be where she's at. Hulk, we're gonna
Hulk
put
is
Hulk
at
back at C, right?
Hulk needs to be S.
S. This is easily the most banned
For
hero.
this, I will say this tier list, I'm basing this off of how good they are / where they fit in like meta wise.
I would say Hulk easily S tier. He's easily
Yeah,
the most
Strange,
banned. He's the most banned hero, like by
Yeah,
a
he
long
is.
shot. And he's the most compatible. Did Vic tell you about the game that when I ran with him, when we ran into like the #1 Chinese team?
Oh no.
When we were playing ranked, we ran into the #1 Chinese team, and I saw a Hulk and a Thor jumping on rooftops.
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Jumping
I remember
on
seeing that.
freaking
It's
they
crazy.
they were like Batman and Moon Knight on the freaking on the China like buildings, bro. Like just waiting
Yeah.
to dive bomb. It was absurd. But yeah, I think Hulk is really he's just really great. I mean, he's really got he can team up with just about anybody at this point. If anything, he can go do his own thing.
Yeah, he's just strong. He's just good.
All right, so Strange.
Strange. It's like A.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? Why A?
Yeah. A because this is sound funny. He will always permanently be A because of how his kit works. Like he can't be lower than A. I think like he'll always be good here, like character. But he's only like really good right now because his team up with Hulk is crazy.
I'm still on it, man. I don't think the team up with Hulk is that big of a difference.
When you fight somebody who's using it like as much as they should be, it's insane how much damage output there is.
I think he's S tier, to be completely honest. I think he's just like the best overall. Like you want him on the team. His teleport is just really good. His teleport is actually very underrated when it comes to like synergizing with ults. I feel like a lot of people don't. Although yes, he can teleport into his own ult. I feel like you could really set up some heroes sometimes to do some really like off guard like ultimates. Like you know, you can
Yeah,
really
he's definitely he has really good utility. Like
yeah.
you can come back for overtime with the portal. You can
He's clutch.
you can ult out of your portal, but against people who have seen it before, they
Right.
won't fall for it usually.
I mean, think about it. It's like, check this out. You grab Doctor Strange, you teleport, and they're like, oh yeah, he's just gonna, you know, what are they gonna do? They're gonna, you know, Doctor Strange ult? No, bro. Psych. Jeff out of, you know, from off the top the ropes, dude. You know, going in, diving in from a teleporter, grabbing everyone, taking them off map, dude. Clutch.
Yeah,
What do
'cause
you?
I think
How are
I
you
think
gonna
he just has
counter
really
that?
good utility.
How are you gonna counter a Jeff diving in from a teleport? Okay, like, you know, you don't see that coming. All right, there is some really good utility though that he brings to the table. I would say he's S, but I'll meet you halfway. I'll say we'll put him at A tier because I mean he's comfortable there, and if people want to argue and say he is S tier, fine. But realistically, he can only go up. He's definitely not going to go down. Like this character, I think has the kit you want. He has the protection you want, and His damage output's actually not too bad either. Only thing I don't like about him is his reload.
Mm, yeah, I think his reload is a little
Too slow.
slow,
Yeah,
but
it's almost,
I think that's
it's
good.
good. It is good.
I think only because of the way his kit works. Like,
Yeah.
I think, oh no, yeah, it should be slow. I was gonna say because he
So,
has a cooldown on his E, so you can't just spam that thing. But
yeah.
I think it's good. They shouldn't
Um.
change that.
So in terms of Thor, where would you put this bad boy? I think.
Mm,
I think.
he's like A.
I
He's
think
like
he's like
A.
A. I think he's A. There are some really cool like things that you can do with him. I've been playing him wrong. I thought you should be doing like F ability into E and then it back into F. And apparently you don't want to do that. You want to do things like shift, constantly, pushing the enemy out away or pushing them into your team, things like that, and just driving them in. Like the fact that you're able to, he's really one of the only few characters that can actually continuously push an enemy around. Like think about Bucky or like Penny, right? Bucky's shift, he can kind of move an enemy around a little bit, and that's a good ability to get every 12 seconds, right? Thor can do that every 2 seconds. You can just constantly push them away, constantly, over and over and over. And then on top of that, when he does go in, he is really good against other tanks, on top of the fact that he has his E ability, which makes the enemies slow. So not only is he pushing them around, but he's slowing them down and only allowing your team to thrive.
Yeah, I think he's just really good at like you just said. He's very good at displacement, and he's also good at just living. Like
Yeah,
if you
dude,
know
he's
how
so tanky.
he's, well, I don't know, he's kind of tanky, but the way he works is kind of similar to Cap, to where like if you're really good at their movement,
Right.
you're just hard to kill. Like
He's chunky.
especially if you have good supports, like they're gonna keep you up while you're strafing, getting around, moving, doing everything.
Not to
It's gonna be
mention,
hard.
you have Storm with him half the time. Storm with
That is,
him
I'll be
only
honest, that's
making
why I think he's A right now.
he's
is
so
because
good. I
of
mean,
that.
the fact that she can make him move faster is insane. Like, I mean, this thick, he chunky, bro. He is chunky. Magneto's D tier. And then
Oh no. I think
where do you want to put
Magneto,
him?
he's probably
I think he's B.
B.
Like best
He's
B,
B.
yeah.
Yeah, he's B.
I think he could be A, but I think he just needs better. I think there needs to be better synergy with him. He's not like a main tank. He's more of like a support tank. Like he's the tank that you kind of want like to help fill in whatever you're trying to do. I just think that Doctor Strange kind of just does what he does, but a little bit better.
I actually think for Magneto, he is like, he's that guy. Like I think if you know how to play Magneto, you can just run people down still.
He is strong and he can work. I just think
Because for him, it's just all about knowing like the right distance for your shots and hitting them.
one thing about him I was talking to Vic about was what in tarnations, bro? Why does he have like a float? None of his moves besides his ult make him fly. Like I get that the character can fly in the comic books. I get it. But he has like this float ability where he glides down to the ground, similar to like Scarlet, similar to like,
Yeah.
other characters, right? Where when they're like Namor and all that, they can do it, but there's almost no necessity for him to do it. There's no like real reason. Like you're not gonna like be gliding down with your shield, and you're not gonna be gliding down throwing bubbles onto people. Like it just doesn't.
You know why I think he has that?
Just for lore.
Well, one for lore, two for he has no other movement abilities.
It just makes him
So-
slower.
So I think, but I just mean like any option is better than no option. So I think like just even having the ability to float, just nice maybe in some scenarios.
Yeah.
I think mostly for like right after you get an ulting or something, it's good.
Yeah, I would agree. In terms of Groot, I think Groot is
He's
probably
C.
C
He's
tier.
C.
I wouldn't put him. I would say he's far more helpful than Penny is.
But
By
he
a
hasn't
long
really
shot.
he hasn't really changed too much. He's still C.
Captain America, I would say is.
I think he's A.
You think he's A?
Yeah.
You think he's the worst A?
Mm, No.
Who do you think he's better? You think he's better than Thor?
Nah, Thor's better than Cap, I think.
So worst A.
Yeah, I guess. For now.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. No, I mean not worst A, but worst A tank. In terms of Black Panther, I'm gonna be really honest. He did not show up this time around. I think he's C.
EC. I think
C.
EC.
If not, I think he might be close to D. But people still like him, and when he pops off hard. But I think some other characters just genuinely outshine him now. They need to make it so that he can dash more, or something, or have a better cooldown. I don't know. I don't think he's in a good spot. I think they need to maybe consider.
He feels very one thing that doesn't help Black Panther, and this is something not balance wise, but
Is it the
he- he is-
invincibility?
he not the invincibility. He's extremely buggy. Like
Yeah,
to
that's
the
what I mean.
alpha, to the alpha to this Chinese beta, he is still buggy.
I
Like
don't.
some of his moves will not register when you're like flying directly through them, and it's very weird.
I don't like how shields and, like, for instance, transition animations. So for instance, we'll use, like, for instance, Hulk, right? If Hulk gets hit by something by Black Panther, it puts the Wakanda logo above their head, and he goes to dash them. But if they're turning into small Hulk, he doesn't get his reset. And I don't like that about that. Like, certain things are, he once it happens, he's just kind of left out in the open. He literally cannot really survive at that point for the most part. It's almost like, okay, well, I messed that up. I'm gonna have another 8 to 9 seconds of just not being able to be in this fight.
This is the hard part. I don't really know how they would make it better for him.
I think just make it so that anytime he hits what he hits, just make it register.
Well, that is how it should work.
Right. Yeah. I said,
that is something how it should work. But I think like even in just terms of like survivability, really good Black Panthers will live forever because they're just insane at the character. But like, I think sometimes even at like the highest level, he's so punishing. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because you're so much more protected at higher level too. Like most players know how to protect themselves, and like he's a character you have to play perfect, and if you don't play perfect, you really are. There are people that can play him perfect every single time. I've put so many hours into trying to learn him, and I can pop off, but realistically, he's a lot of work for such little reward, in my honest opinion.
That's kind of how I think about him. It's like I compare him to like Punisher, and it's like the amount of things you have to keep in mind, the different styles of character.
Yeah.
Like one's like a dive, and one's more of just like a bunker down or like just far away. But he feels kind of bad, like really bad.
So Iron Man, is it safe to say he's S tier?
Iron Man, no, he's like A.
You think he's A?
Yeah, he's not that good.
He's so good, bro. He can fly. He's like Peter Pan, bro.
He can fly. He ain't that good though.
Bro, he's a beam. If you ban Hela, this dude's flying, bro. You think A? Really?
Yeah.
He was used in almost all of the tournament though.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's strong, but
the Hulk ability though, honestly, with the Hulk team up, he is a monster. Like if you
see, like I'd say the team up's S. I don't know if Iron Man
the team up is one. It's like S plus, dude. His team up.
He might
S+. I think in terms of team ups,
because if I were to put him in S, I'd also put Strange in S for the same reason. If we're like the team ups.
Yeah. I don't agree with that. I actually don't think that I think it's placebo. I think the Doctor Strange, because I did test it.
No, in game, I think in the practice range, it's not
showing what it is in game.
Because it's not like the numbers are different, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like if you do the combo without the buff, you can't one shot a squishy. But that in game, while people are fighting each other and like in the middle of a team fight, that is an insane damage difference. Like
I do think that the
It's very
ability.
noticeable in game and when you're consistently landing it.
I do think that the ability of like. I know that the difference is you get a little bit more range. Like it's not a lot, it's just a little bit, and that is enough to really be helpful. I wouldn't say that it's not the same level of like the swords or like an Iron Man like team up difference. It doesn't feel like the presence on the board is like really really there. Like if you are a new player though, I do think from a standpoint, I don't think that like you're gonna be like looking to do that all the time. I don't know like how to explain it. It doesn't feel like it's really there, even though it is. And I also do think that the animation makes it feel a lot more impactful. But I don't know. It's hard to it is hard to. I see what you're saying. It is
I think one thing that I think
because I do use Strange. I
because
do
I
use
think
it.
this is an important thing to think about.
Hmm.
The, from somebody who's because I don't really play tank that much.
Right.
From a DPS perspective, like for Scarlet, whenever somebody gets hit by his E and
Right.
like the explosion, I can just kill them immediately. Like
Yeah.
it's very like I think it's good in the way that it's like you could do a one shot combo, which is very good. I think that already makes it insane.
Right.
But the fact that you can just like get people low enough to where I can like direct right click them and it kills them is pretty crazy after using one ability.
You can actually technically you can on both sides you can one shot if you just melee. If you melee, both still do like so if you do one shot melee E and cancel out the E, don't do the E first because there's a long animation. But if you do one shot melee E, both will kill at 100 on a squishy. It's really strong. I started doing that, and holy moly, you just like if you bum rush like a rocket, shoot one shot, punch, and then fire it off. Holy moly, do they just disintegrate, dude? But yeah, so okay, Iron Man A. I do think his team up would make him S, but I don't want to base this on purely team ups. I
Yeah,
think the
that's
overall
why I'm separating it. I think
that's fair.
yeah.
Hella S, yeah, still the best of all time. She's the goat. She does feel like she's a lot less prevalent in this time
I
around.
I don't know.
I do
I
think
feel like A.
you think so. I kind of want to agree with that. I just think that in general she still has the
I think she is just broken
she's
as a
broken.
character.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. She's just broken. She's just broken. In
I would.
every
You know
way.
what? I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna put her at S, only because she's just banned next to Hulk all the time.
Yeah, and so yeah, she is banned a lot.
She's banned a lot. I mean, you're gonna see a lot less of her because she's banned. And when she's in the right hands, she is a frustrating character. Like you don't want to fight her, you know. She just does raw output. You almost no character can contest her if she's hitting her shots. Her time to kill is like I can't rush her down with Star-Lord if they're hitting their shots. You can't rush her with, there's so many characters like she just two taps them. If she even hits one of the headshots, it's a two tap, and it's just like holy moly, this is so strong. I do think that her ability though to like, I would one thing I would nerf about her is actually her ultimate health. I think she has too much health for her ultimate. 1,000 health, although teams shooting her is really strong. I just think that's just too much health. It used to be 800 and they upped it. And I don't know why they did that, but
See that it feels like a lot, but I'll be honest, I don't think it is. I think it's fine.
I'm like indifferent. I am indifferent about it.
I think like the perspective you have to look at is like if you have like if you're running like Spider-Man and Scarlet Witch, you're not going to be able to burst it that fast.
Yeah.
But even if you just have like one Punisher, he can one clip the thing.
Right.
So
Okay.
I think it just depends on who you're playing.
All right. All right. So now
Magic is she's like B.
You think so?
Like B or A. She's good.
She's like D tier. I'm joking. No. I would say. I
Do you
think
agree with
she's.
that? I think she's like B or A. She's
I
pretty good.
I think she's A, and that is actually generous.
You think so?
Yeah,
I
know.
think
I know she's good.
Good.
I just don't.
She's like what Black Panther like wishes he was. He's like
Yeah. I
she's really good at what she does.
I think she's really good. I actually think she's phenomenal. I never find the people that play her on my, like, I never ever have them on my team. I actually could say pridefully, or not pridefully, but like truthfully, I can't recall one time I've had them on my team. I almost never see them. I'm always fighting against them, never with them.
Yeah.
I just don't see them.
She's a bit of a unique character, like how most melee characters are. But
I think with a good team, she's great. With a coordinated team, she's phenomenal. I think as a solo carry character, I think she's terrible.
I think you can actually carry with magic,
You
like
think
a
so?
lot. Yeah.
You need to be amazing. She has the ability
You do
to
have
do
to. You
it.
do have to be really good, but she can. You can enable her to do that if you're good enough.
I think it is a thing where it is. She is high skill, high. You know what's funny? Actually, I talked to Gomez. Gomez told me that she actually can do really well against Iron Man
Yeah.
because of if she gets up there and then just if she is able to
You can one tap him.
yeah, well, if you can get close
Like,
to
almost.
him, if you can get up into his level, she's horizontal. So if you just do her like teleport into slash, she can really go crazy, and it's almost like, how do you deal with it as Iron Man? You just have to run away. I was so shocked when he told me that. He's like, Magic actually has a good matchup against Iron Man. I was like, that's crazy. I never in a million years would have thought that. I don't have Magic's flying up there going crazy on me, but I trust him because he knows what Ryan Mazing plays the character, and he's really good with her. So I trust what he's saying, but it's still mind-boggling to think that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Namor. Where do you think? I think Namor is like B or C.
He's like
He's good.
he's like B.
I think he's
good.
middle. I think he's middle. I think he's great. I just don't think
He's not any worse, not any better. He's kind of the same.
He's like a pick. Like, you can make him work. I don't think a lot of people like to. If you do let him cook, he can start to he can roll. But if you don't have a Punisher or someone that's willing to constantly deal with the turrets, he can snowball. I think he can snowball from water. Yes, I said that.
Yeah.
We can put her D, and then anyways, is that what we're doing? C tier.
Yeah.
C tier.
I mean, after thinking about it, I think realistically she's like right in the middle of B or C. Like, I think she leans more towards C, but I think she's a bit of a skill check. Like, you need to know how to stay alive on her to get value.
She is positioning because she doesn't have.
Like, your
She's
whole
vertical.
value is just consistent damage. So the second you die, your value is like a lot. Like, dying on Scarlet and barely doing any damage is so much worse than any other character.
She is vertical. She's not really horizontal, I would say. And who do you? I mean, other than like her killing dive, what do you put her like? I feel like she's just more of like a counter pick kind of play style than a character than anything else. Like, there's a lot of people like they want to play Iron Man, they want to play like Star-Lord, they want to play characters like Dive. She is just a pure counter for those type of things. Versus I think it's just she has really what I enjoyed this with her. She is really, really good at just, if you can get into the backline with her with your team, she makes healers feel like they cannot do anything. Like, she's really, really good against the healers if you catch them off guard.
Yeah, she is. I don't know. I think this is gonna sound kind of funny. She is one of those characters where she's a little decent against everybody.
Yeah, she
like,
doesn't.
Since you have guaranteed damage, she's gonna be worse towards like shields, obviously, but like you're gonna do the same amount of damage to every character if you just hold down left. The only thing that will change that is if you hit right clicks. So I think she can do pretty decent against most characters.
Yeah.
Just dive, particularly, is pretty easy to hit.
Spider-Man, A tier.
And yeah,
He gets banned a lot. Yeah.
He does get banned a lot, and I think it's just because his combo. But
I
He
think
he doesn't feel as
there
crazy as the last
there
one. He's
wasn't
definitely still
there,
really good.
there wasn't as many this time around as there was last time. I will say that. I still get really infuriated because I genuinely don't think Spider-Man has real bad matchups. As Light said, if you die with Spider-Man, it's because you don't know how to play Spider-Man, and if you're Spider-Man, you should never die with Spider-Man. There's like
Mhm.
his mobility is the best mobility in the entire game by like tenfold. There's no reason why you can't get in, get out, get in, get out, you know.
Mhm.
I genuinely I do not like fighting them, and I still am pretty clueless. Although there are some things that can counter him, like Punisher shotgun. If you can hit the shots, you can do some things like Bucky. There's a couple things that are really good against him. I just feel like for me, I'm always trying to find like not a reason or an excuse to oh, this character's broken. I always try to find like a counter to it. He's just a
Mhm.
character that I constantly struggle because I feel like if I'm playing a character that's really good against the rest of the team and he just hard counters the characters that I want to play, it is frustrating.
Yeah.
He's
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 just annoying to fight against.
he's really
In general,
annoying.
he's just an annoying character. Like I think
They got that lore
he's
part right,
I will say he's fun to play. He is fun
yeah,
to play.
right,
He has really fun movement, but he his like the receiving end feels like pretty bad.
yeah. I don't know. I think we'll put him like
He's
in.
just annoying.
He's really
Like
good.
there's always going to be annoying characters. Like I think Scarlet's annoying. It is what it is.
Where would you put Punisher? Uh,
Punisher,
I think like
like
A or B.
I think
I think other people actually do his job better that I've learned.
hmm, I think so too. I think A.
You know, like
A's
maybe
fine.
like middle of B.
Nah, he can't be in the same thing as Scarlet. He has to be in like A.
He is though, like the better you are with aim and decision making, the better the Punisher is. That's a for
Yeah.
sure. Like you can be like if you don't have really good tracking, like the Punisher I think goes up in value the better the player is. I think he's
Yeah.
one of the few people that like
See, that's what I was
genuinely
saying earlier with like Star Lord, Hela, and Punisher is
yeah.
like
They only
you just get more value the more uptime on like damage you're getting. So like, if you're
right.
constantly hitting shots, the character's phenomenal.
Yeah, especially if you're I do think it is actually kind of hard to be a good last hitter with Punisher because like to track someone from start to finish, that's a hard task. Not a lot of people can do that. If you're
Yeah,
able to
I
find
think I do think that's what makes characters like that strong though.
yeah. I mean Hela's different. She has a flat rate
Oh yeah, she
damage.
just has burst,
So
like very
like
high burst
if
headshot.
if you're like at 30 health and she shoots you, you're just gonna die. If you're at 40 health, you're gonna die. With him, it's like you kind of have to hit one or two bullets because it's a machine gun. So like it's all about choices. The only thing about him though is that he doesn't have a lot of get off me tools. Like his smoke grenade's great and his grapple hook's good, but realistically, he's all positioning. He doesn't have a sprint or anything like Captain America. He's a thick
Yeah.
boy. He thick, all right. He skipped leg day clearly. He's just a bunker down kind of man.
It's Storm. Yeah,
Storm.
Storm.
What do you think?
Like A. Definitely A.
Like before or after Iron Man?
I think I think above him.
Yeah. You think she's
Yeah,
above
she's
Spider
very
Man?
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the damage output is so strong.
Her utility is just very good.
She's just a
Like on
good.
a coordinated team, she's just a really good
She's
character.
not a techie character by any means. There's not like crazy super like in depth like oh this character has this like level of tech blah 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 blah. She's just like the better of a teammate that you are with the better of a team player you are, the better she is. Like she's purely like if you want to know if you're a good team player or not, play Storm and she'll tell you where you stand. I think she's like the benchmark for to tell you like if you are or are not good at playing in team games. Would you agree?
Yeah. She's just like team reliant. Like
Right.
you need to rely on your team and your team needs to rely on you to actually do what you're supposed to do.
Star Lord, I actually think he's great.
I think I agree. He's A.
He's so good.
He's very good.
I think he's better than Spider-Man at times.
He's just a
Because,
skill check.
yeah, he's if you have the best aim and you have great movement, this character just becomes a monster. I was wrong. I used to think Star-Lord wasn't great because I just didn't think he was great, right? And truthfully, it was me that was just playing him and I was biased, but I think he's great. He's got insane mobility. He has a lot of ammo with the ability to have great movement. I think in general, you know what's really useful about his ultimate too is that his ultimate is good, but I actually like to use his ultimate to actually force ults out half the time. I feel like
It is good for that.
it's really good to just force ults and like burn the ult because like it's not like an ult that you're gonna get. You're not always gonna get kills with it. You're not like even
I
even
think
if
I look at his ult kind of like it's cool. I think for him it's like a 1 or 2 kill ult. Well, like win you a fight if you just kill 1 or 2.
yeah, it's like old school
Like,
soldier.
you don't need to kill like 6 people with it. You just
It's like old school
kill
soldier.
2 and it's nice.
It's like old school soldier or McCree. You're never gonna get that 6K. You know that 6K. You're just gonna. It's better to just get 1 or 2 kills with it and offset the enemy team. And honestly, I really don't mind using it half the time, purely to either pull out the Luna ult so that my team can Doctor Strange ult or Punisher ult or do whatever they need to. He is good at forcing it because he's so good at being able to get behind, make them pop it, and then just if he needs to, he can just run away, and it just works.
Yeah,
One
it
thing
is good.
You know what I've noticed though, even when people aren't pulling adults, you know what I found out is actually struggling. He can't kill Jeff with an ult.
Like at all.
No, he can't. Like,
I'll be honest. I've never seen.
it's so stupid. I will have to show you later.
I've never seen a scenario where somebody's ulting at Jeff. I know that sounds funny. I've just never seen that combination of characters in a lobby.
I mean, when you're going after their backline, right? And say they have a Luna or and a Jeff on the team, or like say a Mantis and a Jeff, I now go straight for the Luna or whoever I don't go for Jeff. The good players, all they have to do is hit one bubble. So like Star-Lord's ult will always do like 90% damage on the first go. If you hit all of your bullets, it usually does it puts them near one shot for the most part, right? And it can kill in one click. It's weird how it works, but when you're ulting, it's like aimbot. The Jeff, if he so much as even starts to run away, which they're going to, right? They're going to dip into the ground. They're going to heal themselves while being in the ground passively. On top of when they come out and I have to, do my dash, there's that split time where when I'm not shooting the Star-Lord ult, Jeff has enough time to put a bubble out and put himself at 200 more health. And
yeah, Jeff
his sustainability, I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, I've done it. It's happened so consistently that even Star-Lord's ult can't kill Jeff. And I'm like, that's insane because it's consistent bullet damage, 100%. I'm like, what is this? This is dumb. So
yeah, his sustained is probably going to get nerfed a little bit. He's pretty strong.
Star-Lord's ult, though, makes him great. He is good. I think you just need to be very smart about it. I like to use it when Luna either already uses her ult or to force a Luna ult out. I like to do it like that. I like to make sure if there's a Strange is dead and there's no shields, then I like to pop him off. I really like to go for the DPS a lot of time with him versus DPS and sometimes the healers if I can. But for the most part, it's really good. He's just a really good character at poking. So next on the list is the GOAT, bro. Winter Soldier.
No. Oh wait, not Punisher. Winter Soldier.
The GOAT. This is the dude. He's A tier, bro.
Yeah. He's good.
I think he's better than Magic. I think he's better than Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm fine with putting him there.
I mean, his hook is great. His damage output is great. I think when played correctly, this character can be scary. We have a lot of A tiers.
Yeah, I feel like most characters are A tier.
That's good though. That's good. That's not a bad thing.
That's how it should be.
I am excited.
Jeff, I'm so excited for Jeff.
Yeah. Do you think his character build as a whole? Do you think it was okay for him to get 3 shots?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think it's fine.
I
I
would
think it's fine.
I would disagree because I felt both, but yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. He is a character that you do need to know how to like lead your shots with him for him to be actually really great.
Yeah, you
Jeff,
gotta know.
S
Jeff.
tier. I'm gonna be honest,
Jeff
bro. He's really good.
He's really good. I think he's like A.
I'm gonna put him there because he
went
has
from
sustain.
he went from like being pretty horrible to being like
he went from down
more
here
than
to
usable.
here.
Like more than usable, if that makes sense. Like he's usable and then some. Like he has like just so much extra healing that he doesn't need.
I don't think his bubble should heal himself. If they do less than what they give.
I think they should, but like maybe not nearly as much as they do right now.
He is an enabler though. Like this character makes it's I actually really like that because his bubbles give speed boost. I like that. Like if you need your tanks to retreat, you can help them retreat. I think that is utterly so awesome. It's kind of like a Lucio effect, right? But in such a different form. You're able to give them a little bit of a speed boost to have them back up, and you're still healing them as they're backing up. So I think that's great. I think that's a great double effect to, what he has to offer. Would you say strong A?
Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
He's A.
I don't mind him on my team anymore.
A lot better than he was before.
This is S tier, without a doubt. Adam Warlock,
yeah,
without a
he's S.
doubt, broken right now. Purely because of Soul Link. I think he has the best kit. I think he has one of the best team-ups. I mean, just alone, you want typically a Mantis on your team too, because Mantis is great. Star-Lord, if you have Star-Lord on a team, they all get triple revives. The fact that you have 9 deaths on a team is insane. And
That is crazy.
He can revive a whole team. He has 2 ults when you think about it. His Soul Link is a mini ult in its own. Would you agree?
It is just an ult on cooldown.
It's an ult on cooldown.
I think after they made the change to where now he gets linked instead of before to where it was Adam is vulnerable.
There's no way it stays in. There's no way that stays in.
No, it's too good. Like
not one person is
like
an
you could
advocate
ask
for it.
any person in top 500, even Adam mains, they will say it's crazy that he can do that now.
If you're not having Adam on your if you don't have Adam on your comp team, you're not a comp team. I'm sorry. I mean,
Loki's B.
B. He did go up though.
Yeah, he used to be C. He's better.
I think he's better. I'm gonna be honest. This time around, so many Chinese players love
Loki.
They love
really
him.
love Loki.
But
Yeah,
to be
there's
fair,
a lot of Loki in like quick play.
To be fair though, he also got his statue buff. He went back to getting an
he did get
additional.
buffed.
He got an additional statue again. So that is pretty good. The fact that he is able to now have 1 extra statue is phenomenal. I still find it infuriating that his lamps. I'm the only person shooting the lamps all the time. That's it. That's just plain and simple. I'm the only person.
Classic team diff.
Dude, I am the only person ever shooting the damn lamps. It's so infuriating. Luna, I think she's S, right? She's really good. Her ult's great. People only really like her for her ult.
I think her. I think like Luna put above. What's his name? Doctor Strange. And then Mantis would go like right after her because they're pretty similar in what they do.
Like, oh, you want to put them in front of the tanks? Oh, I kind of categorize it like in the sense of tanks, and then.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, just put her at the end of that.
Behind Jeff?
Yeah. Oh no, above Jeff. Wait. Above Jeff. Definitely above Jeff.
In front
She's
of Jeff?
way better than Jeff.
You think?
Yes.
But Jeff.
No, it doesn't matter. She's
But his
better.
name is Jeff.
No.
My name
He's
is
horrible
Jeff.
still.
Nah, dude.
No, he's goated, but like Luna
She's
and
just, yeah,
Mantis have so much util that it's crazy.
The sleep effect alone is really good. Mantis is S.
Mantis, you think Mantis is S?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you're able to give damage boost. She does good damage. I think she's great.
She is really good.
She can revive.
I think
her sleep is still like way better.
I guess she's good.
She doesn't have to worry about dive.
Yeah,
You
it is
think
good.
you
She
think
she
this is
does have a very
justified?
good kit.
You think this is justified?
I can see her being S. I think she's strong.
This time around, I'm gonna be honest. I think Rocket is B.
Yeah, I think he's B and then like A or A
He's
with
like,
the team up or something.
I think he's great, but I think Luna and Jeff this time around actually just do better heals than him. I feel like because I think he got a nerf. I feel like he shoots slower.
He does feel like he shoots a little slower.
He feels a little bit. He's like a little thick boy now. I feel like Jeff and Luna are a bit better. Sadly, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like Rocket's alt is that great. Is that just me?
Yeah, I think it's good, just consistent damage.
I just feel like I never see it completely used properly. I feel like it doesn't feel like it's there. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
see what you mean.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, this is the tier list. Are you happy with this?
No, I think I'm happy with it. My
Yeah.
dog's
Dogs are getting crazy. Well,
This is
okay, man.
crazy.
Well, this was fun. Until I guess, I mean, I guess we're gonna probably end it off with that. But for the most part, what do you think, Chris? Did you enjoy your time playing? Chris, are you there?
Wait, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
What happened?
I think my dog just hit the mic.
Okay.
Two of them
Well,
are fighting and just whacked the mic.
okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get going then. Chris, it's a pleasure as always, man. I love having an episode with you every single week. Don't forget, guys, to follow Chris and to subscribe to his channel as well as my channel. If you guys can, please don't forget to like the video. Comment below. Let us know what was your favorite thing. What do you think about our tier list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Chris, I gotta hop on my 15-hour flight back. I hope to see you back in the U.S. soon. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna stay here.
You're not gonna drive over or fly over?
No, I'm gonna stay here permanently.
All right. Well, I think that wraps about that. That's about it for us, guys. But if you guys can, please, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see you guys next Monday. Peace, y'all.
See ya.